At exactly 2:17 a.m., Ethan's phone rang. Unknown number. Rain slammed against the apartment windows as thunder shook the dark Chicago night. He almost ignored it, but something felt wrong. Slowly, he answered. "Hello?" Static filled the line. Then a calm voice whispered, "Your brother wants you to stop blaming yourself." Ethan froze, because his younger brother Mason had been dead for 8 months, and nobody knew the guilt Ethan carried inside him. "Who is this?" Ethan whispered. The voice replied softly, "You did not cause the accident." Click. The call ended. Ethan stood frozen in silence. Before tragedy destroyed everything, Ethan and Mason were inseparable. Raised by a hard-working single mother, life was difficult. But Mason always smiled through it. Even during hard times, he carried light inside him. After their mother died from cancer, everything changed. Ethan became angry and exhausted while Mason chased his dream of becoming a music producer. Arguments became normal. Then came the night that ruined everything. Cold rain, dark skies. Mason came home carrying recording equipment. Ethan exploded. "You waste money while I carry everything." Mason looked hurt. "You think I'm a failure?" "I think you need to grow up," Ethan snapped. Silence filled the apartment. Then Mason grabbed his jacket. "Maybe you forgot how to live," he said quietly. Ethan slammed his hand onto the table. "If you leave now, don't call me again." Mason nodded slowly. "Okay," and walked out the door. Those were the last words Ethan ever said to his brother. 3 hours later, Mason called. Ethan ignored it. Then another call. Ignored again. Then a third. Ethan wanted to answer, wanted to apologize, but pride kept him silent. 30 minutes later, an unknown number appeared. "There's been an accident." A drunk driver ran a red light. Mason died instantly, and Ethan never answered the phone. After the funeral, Ethan stopped living. The apartment became silent. No music, no laughter, only guilt. Every night he replayed the argument in his mind. One freezing December night, Ethan wandered through downtown Chicago alone. Then he noticed an old homeless man sitting beneath a flickering streetlight. No gloves, thin jacket, shaking from the cold. Most people ignored him. But Ethan stopped. Even though he only had $12 left, he bought the old man hot soup and coffee. The old man smiled softly. Then he looked directly into Ethan's eyes. "Guilt is a heavy thing to carry." Ethan froze. You keep replaying that night, wondering if answering the phone would have changed everything. Ethan stepped backward in shock. "How do you know that?" The old man ignored the question. Instead, he asked quietly, "Do you think your brother would want this life for you?" Tears filled Ethan's eyes. Then suddenly a loud truck horn echoed through the street. Ethan turned away for 1 second, but when he looked back, the old man was gone. That night, Ethan cried for the first time in months. Then, 2:17 a.m., his phone rang again. Unknown number. Slowly, Ethan answered. The same calm voice whispered, "Mason knew you loved him." Tears rolled down Ethan's face. Then came the words that changed everything. The last thing he felt wasn't anger, it was love. Before the call disconnected, the voice said one final thing. "You still have a life to live, Ethan." Months later, Ethan slowly rebuilt his life. And every winter, on the night of the first snowfall, he returns to that same street light and leaves behind hot coffee for someone in need. Because now he understands something most people forget. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness can save a life. And sometimes Hope arrives in the strangest ways possible. If this story touched your heart, comment below. I will keep going. Like this video, subscribe, and remember, you are never truly alone.